Welcome to GH Soap Opera Today, your place for the latest drama, updates, and spoilers from General Hospital. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the action. General Hospital. Pascal's dying breath exposes Cullum as Marco's killer, Sidwell's terrifying realization. According to General Hospital spoilers, Pascal may be penned into a deadly corner. There are compelling grounds to believe Pascal will die, but he may solve a significant riddle for Gen Sidwell on his way out. In GH's May 26th episode, Ava Jerome speculated that Marco's murderer could have been a previous girlfriend or someone who harbored unrequited feelings for him. Ava presented an image of jealous fixation, but Sidwell seemed to be fixated on the notion that Lucas Jones is guilty for the time being. Of course, Sidwell will most likely reflect on that talk and see it from a completely different perspective in the near future. Pascal is the one moping around Windermere, wearing Marco's stolen tie and lashing out at Lucas whenever he can. Pascal is acting like a jealous boyfriend, despite the fact that he has never been in a relationship with Marco. Sidwell had previously chastised Pascal for his embarrassing Marco obsession, so it's strange that he hasn't already considered him as a suspect. Nonetheless, it appears that Sidwell will grow suspicious of Pascal soon enough. Meanwhile, Pascal may be tempted to betray Sidwell. Sonny Corinthos wants Pascal to get the blackmail images, and it's easy to see Pascal being caught with them in the safe if he succumbs to Sonny's insistence. Between it and Sidwell's eventual incorrect conviction that Pascal killed Marco, he may conclude Pascal must die. Sidwell may pull out a gun and shoot Pascal without giving him a chance to say anything, just like he did with Professor Henry, Hank Dalton. However, it would be interesting if wounded Pascal survived long enough to identify Marco's true killer. Pascal may reveal Cullum as the culprit with his dying breath and blame Lucas for the betrayal that led to it. In other words, Pascal may set a trap for Cullum and Lucas as he flees, so keep an eye out to see if that happens. According to General Hospital teasers, Sidwell will try to determine what happened that night, but Pascal may finally reveal some stunning information. General Hospital spoilers. Anna is still not safe in the private clinic. Sidwell and Cullum run it too. General Hospital spoilers and updates show that even though Anna Devane has been sent back to the private clinic in France, she is still not secure. No one seems to recognize that Gen Sidwell and Ross Cullum also run it. There's a reason why friends and relatives can't visit Anna, and it has nothing to do with therapy. It's to keep Anna where she is, brainwashed and controlled. Even Kevin Collins, a psychiatrist, cannot get into the facility to visit her. Her daughter, Dr. Robin Scorpio Drake, was also unable to see her, which should raise huge red flags that even an outside psychiatrist cannot gain access to a psychiatric clinic. And there's a reason for that. Fans will recall all of the medical institutions Victor Cassadine worked in. Caesar Faison had his hands in just as many, if not more, and his remaining associates are either stationed in or directly control these clinics. This is the same clinic that Anna escaped from. Another fascinating element about Anna's placement in the clinic rather than the mad prison is that it is the same clinic from which she escaped in the first place. This does not bode well for the former WSB spy, as she is likely to be forcefully tranquilized and straitjacket. Felicia Scorpio and her family are unaware of what is going on, and when Kevin calls, he is not informed. Willow Kane was assured that Anna would be freed once she was healed, but that is never going to happen in this facility. Unless the French authorities in charge of medical and psychiatric clinics do a surprise inspection, Anna will suffer the same mistreatment as before. Anna is still in need of rescue, obviously. Anna is still in need of rescue, possibly even more so now than she was before. Coercive restraints will be referred to as therapy and indoctrination as analysis. Because the clinic is either owned, run, or has been infiltrated by Cullum's agents, each test will continue to produce negative results, all wrapped up in a nice and neat therapeutic bow. Even if Cullum is apprehended or killed, his followers will continue the torturing, just as Victor's did during his years in hiding. Valentine Cassadine may be the only one capable of extracting Anna. But even that will have to wait, as Cullum and his crew cause havoc in Port Charles. General Hospital spoilers. Nina assists Jack in faking his death. Will Cullum be surprised? General Hospital rumors and updates suggest that Nina Reeves may help Jack Brennan fake his death in order to save his life. Not only that, but Ross Cullum must be defeated, and Jack has the advantage if he plays dead. Nina doesn't even tell Willow the truth. Nina refuses to tell Willow Kane the truth because she has recognized that, as much as Willow matters to her, she has become as evil as Drew Kane. Perhaps the power of being a congresswoman has gotten to her head, and she has learned to like the sense of being in control, despite the fact that she isn't. When Nina and Jack were interrupted by Valentine Cassadine, Jack informed Nina that he had been demoted and that Cullum had all of the information, including the traffic camera video. So, even though Willow believes she is in control, she is not. Cullum now knows all of the secrets. And she can't blackmail Cullum like she did Jack. Regardless of if she controls the WSB funds, it's only that crossing Cullum will be fatal. Hiding Jack and assisting him in faking his death saves both Jack and Willow, albeit creating a death record in the General Hospital database will be difficult, as will sneaking him out. She may, however, be able to enlist the assistance of Portia Robinson, as she has done in the past when faced with a dire circumstance. Portia agrees and helps transport Jack out of the hospital via the morgue, making it a short operation quick enough that Cullum is unaware of what transpired. Jack is quickly out of the hospital, wrapped in a sheet, and on his way to Nina's. Meanwhile, Molly seeks answers from Christina on why she passed up this opportunity. Christina claims the Corinthos Davis house is finally going off, and she recently reopened Charlie's. Furthermore, UCLA is far distant. When Molly still hasn't received a valid justification, Christina says, "I'm frightened about starting school and not finishing it." Over at General Hospital, Isaiah meets Kai, who has brought one of his old game balls for his patient Derek. Isaiah adds that it is not a good time for a visit because he has just informed Derek and his family that the operation would have to be postponed, and he is unsure whether Derek will be okay. Isaiah blames himself for provoking Curtis, while Kai thinks it is Curtis' fault. Isaiah still believes he should have kept his tongue quiet, as Derek is now suffering. What does Trina ask of her mother? Trina arrives at her mother's office and informs her that she has just returned from Jordan and her father's home. Trina hopes they can go forward and save their family. Portia comes to Isaiah's rescue, claiming that this is Curtis' fault and that Isaiah may never be able to function again. His career could be ruined, and it's unfair to expect him to forgive and forget. Trina acknowledges she is concerned about her father, but she also believes she and her newborn brother or sister will be trapped in this mess unless Isaiah gives her father mercy. Can Liz and Rick make it? Back in Liz's room, Rick apologizes for overreacting, but points out that whenever things are going well for them, something happens, which is generally his fault. She apologizes for his concern about her, but she feels good about them this time. She believes they will make it. In the show's final moments, Gio tells Emma that he believes Rocco is making the greatest decision for himself and that he must have faith in him. She said he can always see the bright side of a bad situation, and his optimism will most likely benefit his father right now. They kiss. Christina understands she starts things but doesn't finish them. She's a flake. Molly explains that she saw her center and Charlie's through. She is also committed to their kid, and if the memories of her fuels this desire, she is confident she will see it through. Sonny informs Lulu that he has hired Brick to find Rocco and Britt, and Dante assures her that Brick is brilliant at his job. Lulu agrees to test Sonny's method and asks him to keep them updated. Liz and Rick discuss Rocco and Britt's situation, and Liz tells that Dante approached her about the problem Rocco has been having. She has a lot of sympathy for Dante, who is currently a wonderful father and husband. Rick asks, and Lulu? As she closes her eyes and ices her head, she mumbles, Rick has certainly been bitten by the jealousy bug. Trina ultimately connects with Kai, only to hear that he was unable to visit Derek due to the horrible news Isaiah had to deliver. Kai claims that Derek could die as a result of her father's actions. Finally, Jordan is about to put on her huge headscarf when Justine arrives. Justine knows her and Curtis are on their way to the arraignment and wanted to let her know. Curtis emerges, and Justine apologizes, but he will be charged with felony assault and battery. In the upcoming episode of General Hospital, Portia seeks assistance from Tracy and Brooke Lynn, while Curtis warns Michael about potential legal consequences. Willow tells Drew that she is working on a plan to set them both free. On the phone, Sidwell requests that someone be found and returned promptly. General Hospital spoilers. Sunny and Laura's dangerous trap may turn Pascal against Sidwell. In an upcoming episode of General Hospital, Sunny Corinthos and Laura Collins plan to build a trap for Jen Sidwell, according to spoilers and updates. But how can they persuade Pascal to turn on his boss, possibly killing him himself? Sunny thinks he has the answer to the Sidwell dilemma. It's clear that Sunny believes he has the solution to the Sidwell dilemma when he tells Laura that all they need to do is convince Pascal to turn on Sidwell. He offers this suggestion shortly after receiving a phone call from Britt Westbourne informing him that Sidwell murdered Professor Henry Dalton and Pascal cleaned it up. That suggests Pascal must have put the corpse in Laura's trunk, and Pascal was most likely the one who shot the images, considering he was prowling nearby at the time. Although, in actuality, it was probably Cassius Faison because Nathan West turned up when Laura had a flat tire, which was likely a setup. However, it is also plausible that the two were together that night, with one serving as a lookout and the other taking turns. Sunny and Laura continue talking. Britt provided Sunny with just enough inside information, so he has enough rope to feed Pascal to hang himself, and Sidwell he describes to Laura the phone call he received. Of course, this was before they discovered that their shared grandson, Rocco Falconeri, had run away with Britt. But, in actuality, he may be safer with her away from Port Charles because of Ross Cullum, assuming they make it out. Sunny informs Laura that they can use the knowledge to trick Pascal into believing that Sidwell made him a patsy. And, as far as they know, Britt is in the wind, so she and Rocco are safe from retaliation. Sunny and Laura believe that Britt's use of the phrase, Pascal covered it up, implies that he conducted the dirty work of disposing of the corpse and cleaning the crime scene. All they have to do is plant the seeds, and Laura doesn't have to do anything but divert Sidwell, possibly with the assistance of Ezra Boyle in arranging a meeting. Meanwhile, Sunny will proceed to Windermere and caution Pascal, who will very certainly answer the door. It could be to warn him that he should leave town or risk winding up like Britt. General Hospital spoilers. Willow panics and wants Drew's drugging to stop. Why now? General Hospital spoilers and updates reveal that Willow Kane is in a panic this week on the ABC series. The weekly promo shows her instructing her supplier, Jen Sidwell, that they must cease dosing Drew Kane immediately, and Sidwell is not pleased. In a recent episode of GH, Willow's mother, Nina Reeves, accidentally stabbed Jack Brennan in the back with Drew's medication. The medication is, of course, a paralytic that simulates a stroke and keeps the patient in a locked-in state, unable to move but able to blink and breathe. Nina didn't have the heart to jab Jack as he awoke in a ward in the General Hospital intensive care unit. Sidwell and Ross Cullum were aware of the unintentional jab to Jack, and Cullum felt he needed to be locked in. But they have no idea that Nina did not give Jack the second dose, and they are keeping it a secret. Carly Spencer had a valid point, and it may have sunk in with Willow. When Jack first arrived at the hospital, Carly Spencer teased Nina about how unusual it was that two men had strokes in the same house, 2 or so months apart. She rambled about black mold and other topics, but Nina was clearly disturbed and worried as she told Willow about it. Perhaps it took some time, but Willow recognized that asking such inquiries could lead to problems and further questions, and the focus should not be on sustaining a falsehood. When she almost orders Sidwell to stop dosing Drew even if she says, he seemed to dislike her tone. Is it better to discontinue Drew's doses and allow him to heal than to keep him locked in? Sidwell may believe Willow has lost her mind, but does she believe Drew would not give them in for the dosing and whatever else he has overheard? That's a lot higher risk than keeping Drew and Brennan on their medications, and the fact that both guys are stroking out in Drew's house is a terrible coincidence. Willow appears anxious when she gives her order, as if she is backed into a corner and attempting to pull Sidwell in with her. Willow appears to be frightened, especially after learning that Jack is no longer in the hospital and she is unable to obtain information about his release. She appears to be more concerned about what will happen if both men remain locked in than if Drew escapes and reveals what he knows. General Hospital spoilers. Jacinda's exit decision. Leaves Crimson for surprising job offer? General Hospital spoilers indicate that Jacinda Bracken may decide to change careers again. Although Jacinda was grateful when Michael Corinthos assisted her in securing a position working for Nina Reeves, having Nina as a boss has proven difficult. It's better than Jacinda's former escort employment, but it doesn't guarantee she'll stay at Crimson indefinitely. Nina is stressed out by everything going on with Willow Kane, so she may take out her wrath on Jacinda shortly. It's easy to envision GH writers ratcheting up Nina and Jacinda's tension ahead of Jacinda's possible job change. Christina Corinthos Davis recently reopened Charlie's Pub with success, but she'll have to leave it behind when she goes to medical school across the nation. Who will operate Charlie's Pub after Christina is gone? Christina might learn about Jacinda's deteriorating relationship with Nina and offer her a way out. Before she leaves, Christina might promote the idea of Jacinda taking over Charlie's Pub. Michael may fully endorse this proposal after witnessing how happy Jacinda was on the grand reopening night. Jacinda was overjoyed to be there and even performed a song, indicating that she feels at ease in the pub and enjoys the atmosphere. This may be a new beginning for Jacinda, taking her away from Nina and the anger that always seems to flare up. Furthermore, it would keep the Charlie's Pub set operational and provide a solution now that Christina is going. Of course, Christina is concerned about starting medical school given her track record, but Molly Lansing Davis gave her a good pep talk and is confident that her sister can do it. Christina will undoubtedly rise to the challenge and go on this new adventure, but she will have to say some difficult goodbyes first. Jacinda will be one of them, as Christina has grown to care for her as a close friend. The writers seems to have played with the idea of Jacinda and Christina having a romance, but they were unable to pull the trigger. Christina is now on her way out, so she will say her goodbyes to Jacinda as friends and may even deliver a job offer. Jacinda might decide to leave Crimson and try something new at Charlie's Pub. According to General Hospital teasers, Christina will also have to make some sad goodbyes, so keep an eye out for more information on her official departure. General Hospital spoilers. Nina will have her own secret. Will it be Jack's hideout? General Hospital teasers and updates suggest that Nina Reeves will reveal her own secret in upcoming episodes of the ABC soap. Will her home become Jack Brennan's hideout, much as her adversary Carly Spencer has hidden Valentine Cassadine? It meant a lot to Jack that Nina didn't stab him again. It meant a lot to Jack that Nina didn't stab him again when she brought him a flower. Her tears weren't wasted on him, and it wasn't wasted on her that he was faking being shut in. Of course, she didn't notice Ross Cullum when she first went in. When he left, Jack spoke gently. She was very sorry she inadvertently jabbed him, and she didn't want to do it again. She requested him to blink, but he claimed it would take too long. Cullum is likely to be aware that Jack did not have a stroke and instead received an unintentional dosage of the paralytic Drew Kane received. Jen Sidwell probably receives it from the same location Britt Westbourne gets her medications. Thanks for watching GH Soap Opera today. For more General Hospital updates and spoilers, like, comment, subscribe, and press the bell icon. See you next time.